So, I'm going to be talking to you about Facebook and how to use Facebook to generate leads, to generate traffic. I'm going to go through different methods of posting, how to communicate with your Facebook fans, with your potential clients. I'm going to be talking to you about how to do promoted posts, link posts, how to create custom audiences, all sorts of stuff. I kind of did it in a flow. Hopefully I'm not too spaced out. I don't mind asking questions during, and I will probably have enough time to have you guys ask questions directly after. So let me know if you have any questions. The first thing I want to talk about is how you communicate with your fans on Facebook. Without question, the best way, and I've harped on this time and time again, the best way to talk to your fans is just like your friends. I've had a couple people say, yeah, I want to keep my Facebook personal thing and my Facebook business site separate. As trainers, that's tough to do because for most of us, and certainly myself included, my business is me, right? I'm the face of Carter Fitness, which for better or for worse, that's what it is. So I allow my clients to become my friends on my personal Facebook page. And people go, well, what about privacy and stuff? Well, don't post shit you don't want people to see. It's not that tough. And so I don't. And there's some stuff you might want to just be aware of, like you don't want to, some safety stuff, like you don't want to post a picture of your address. You don't want to post, hey, I'm going away for 2 weeks on a vacation. Hope my house is safe. You don't want to post where your kids go to school, stuff like that. So again, just post stuff that you don't mind sharing. Anyway, back to the conversation. When you talk to your fans, posting on your fan page, talk like you talk and talk like you're talking to one person, not in general one person, and not a group of general people. For the most part, that's the way to play it. Sometimes in advertisements, you do need to say, hey, if you guys are interested in something like that. So keep the conversation conversational and friendly. Does that make sense? Right? I mean, that's the way you talk to your friends on your normal Facebook, right? Well, that's the way you want to keep the conversation when you're talking to your fans. So, like I said, I don't have any slides or any of that stuff, so I'm going to come back to that. What the hell, right? No. Oh, look, Rob's holding my award. Weird. Later, somebody's going to be driving my car, too. All right, so here's my fan page. And I'm just hoping everybody has a fan page. I'm assuming that everybody does. And if you don't, you need to. So you need to set up your fan page right. At the top of mine, I put a ton of social proof. Those are all my real clients. That's what I looked like yesterday. No, it's probably a couple years ago. So a ton of social proof. Now, the good news is there's social proof right there for everybody to see. The bad news is if I ever run some sort of campaign where it uses that banner for to get likes or something, which, as oddly enough, as Craig said, I don't really go for those anymore. But Facebook doesn't allow you to promote before and after pictures because they don't like having an idea. What did Pedro say? An obese guy with donuts hands or something? Clicking the reject button. Bingo. That's exactly what's going on there. Anyway, I encourage you to go and check out my fan page. I do pretty well with it. I don't go for likes anymore. I go for leads. So I have enough likes. Occasionally I'll send a email out to my email list saying, hey, go check out my fan page and like it. And there's reasons for that, which hopefully I will get to in a second. All right. So if you have a fan page and you have fans, so right now I've got 4,393 fans, which is fine given my little area. If you got a bigger area, you probably have more fans. So if I do a post on there, whether it be a status update, just text, or an image post, or even a link post, what percentage of people you think actually see it? Any guesses? It's less than 20. Some say 10 to 15%. So I can't do that math, but out of 4,393 people, not many are going to see it without me taking some sort of action. And that's just the way Facebook rolls. They'd rather show in your newsfeed personal, your friends' updates rather than brands' updates. Why do they do that? Because they want us to pay. Makes sense. They want to make money too. And I'm okay with that too because then I can target and show my ads to specifically who I want to see it and not who I don't want to see it. You got to know your audience, and you got to speak to them correctly. And that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm just going to go out and say organic promotion in general doesn't work. There are some exceptions. Is Rob King in here? He's not. He's probably polishing his award. He has a great promotion that is extremely viral that if I have time, I'll try to get and show you. Yeah. Organic post. So what is an organic post? An organic post is a post that you just post up there, whether it be an image or a link or just text or whatever, and then it just naturally shows up in the news feed. A non-organic post would be a sponsored post, something you pay for. So it's paid versus organic. So I guess Google uses the same terminology, whether if you have an ad, you get shown higher, right? Okay. So let me see. I'm going to show you a promoted post versus a link post. So I'm going to try to just see on my Facebook. Well, look at that. There's that handsome devil. All right. So right here is already, this is a link post. So this is a link to whatever this is, Thinking Big product launches. All right. And so what's cool about a link post, so a link post is when you type in literally a link to a website and it calls up a photo. Now, what's cool about this is if you look, this whole area right here that I'm scrolling over, you guys can see that, right? Yeah. Is clickable, this whole thing. If they click anywhere in here, it will take them to wherever this needs to go. And these new call to action buttons, again, I'm going to show you how to get those here in a minute, right? This whole thing is all clickable. Now, Rob King, once again, it's got guys everywhere. So let me see if I can find just another link post. Most of these are going to be, well, not surprisingly, I've got a lot of things from this weekend in here. Maybe I could just go to mine. I probably have one. Yeah, I know where one is. All right, so here's the. Let's get it right. So if this were in the news feed, just pretend it was, this image would show up, but then for them to go to where I want them to go, they would have to click this link. So this was a promoted, I didn't actually promote this one, but it was a promoted post, meaning I promoted the image rather than a link. Does that, I don't know if I said that well. Does that make any sense at all? Sorry, let me go back here. Here we go. All right. I'm sure you guys get this stuff too. So they just promoted this, but if I click on the image, I'm going to see the image. I'm not taken to the link. I have to go here. So it's a two-step process. So some really like it, some don't. There are some benefits, meaning if they posted this picture and then they realize they screwed up the text, they can go back and change it at any point. And I've used that to kind of finagle some text when Facebook has told me that they didn't like what I had to say, or so it's promoting a physical image type or whatever. So that's what's cool about an image post or a promoted post, that you can go back later and change the text, versus the link ad, which I showed you up here. There's one right there. All right, so this whole thing's clickable. So the benefit of this is we have this massive clickable area. All right, do you see the difference between the two? One is a one-step thing, so if I click this, I'm taken right to the Star Wars thing. Yes, I'm a nerd. That's why I have these things in my news feed. But what we want to do, so ultimately what I want to do is create a funnel. I am not, how do I put this? Selling on Facebook is hard. Selling fitness on Facebook is even harder. Getting leads from Facebook is pretty easy, because it's hard for them to look at one ad and go, "Ah, shit, you're right, I should drop $100 on a boot camp." And they'll click it and buy it. Just doesn't happen as frequently unless they know, like, and trust you and have for a while. I get sales from Facebook that way, from people who've done that. But for the most part, I use Facebook for creating a funnel that creates a great deal of leads for me. So I'm going to kind of show you how that works. Maybe. Good God. All right. So, creating a funnel. The thing that you want to start with first would be some kind of post. My current preference is for the link post. It's a bigger clickable area. You can customize the image, but you got to make sure you get your text right, the copy that you write down, because you only get one shot at it. If you screw it up, you got to create a completely different ad. So my post would be a link post, and I'm going to show you examples of all of this and actually stuff that I'm running right now. A link post. Now, I make that an ad. So I'm sending money at that. Now remember, who was it up here? It was Mark just a second ago said, would you spend $90,000 to make $1 million? Well, of course you would, right? A couple years ago, Joe Polish was up here and he said, if there was a machine, something I might get the numbers wrong, if there was a machine that you stuck in $10 and $11 came out, how often would you stick in $10? Every chance you got, right? Well, I'm here to tell you Facebook's that machine. You stick in $10, you get out 11, or hopefully better, especially if you do it right. All right, so we go from this, we make the post, it's a link post, and it's an ad. We send money at it. From the ad, they click on it, and where do we send them? Squeeze page. How many of you know how to make a squeeze page? Maybe a quarter of the room. I'm going to do it in probably 20 seconds. I mean, not in 20 seconds, but it'll take me 20 seconds to do. I'll show you how to do that. All done for you stuff. From the squeeze page, they go to an autoresponder, or I guess more specifically, they get on my email. They get on my email list, and then on an autoresponder sequence. You guys know, you guys all have email lists? How many of you guys use FitPro Newsletter? Oh, good, a lot of you. Great, cool. Yeah. I don't get commission on that yet, so. All right, from the autoresponder. Then once they're on the autoresponder should have some sort of offer in it. But even if they don't take that, that's okay, because then they're on my big list. Then they get, I send out emails anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. All right, so again, we take it from the post, it's a link post, an ad, to the squeeze page, email autoresponder, should have an offer in it. It's not a huge bummer if it doesn't, but you should. But you want them on the big list so that they can learn to know, like, and trust you, okay? So let me show you a couple of examples of what's been working well for me. Back to that one. All right, so here's an ad that I've been running recently, and it's ready to easily drop some weight, get healthy, and feel great in only 7 days. Free today only. And so this ad actually got rejected a bunch of times, but I just kept submitting it, and finally they said yes. And they said it's because it was idealizing a certain body type, which I don't know. But I tested it versus some other more tame ones, and it got more clicks, so I just kept trying to promote it. Now, the same, oh, there it is within the newsfeed. So that's what it looks like when it shows up in the newsfeed. And when I'll click it in a second because I want to show you some other ones. This actually goes to the same place. This one has historically done very well for me. And I added this call to action button. I'll show you how to get that in a second. And this also went to the same, it takes it all to the same place. Based on my informal studies, and I target women in these ads, they like this. I really don't know what women like in general, but I can tell you that these get more clicks than other things. And I'm going to show you how to do all that. So where do they go when they click this? It all goes to, these ones all go to the same place. And this is a page I just whipped up very quickly. Now, I strongly encourage you not to learn the tech. I learned it years ago, and I'm just kind of a dork, so I can whip this out pretty quickly. This is actually just a FitPro newsletter opt-in right there. And then it's added to my big list, and you're good to go. All right, so what if you don't know how to do that? The beautiful thing about FitPro newsletter is we can do this in no time at all. All right, so I've clicked onto these create a page, and we're going to create a page right here. So we're going to click squeeze page type 2. Is that anybody timing me? Skinny jeans. Done. just created a squeeze page. Now I can just send an ad to it. So we're going to take that URL. So there's my new squeeze page. Looks awesome, right? What if they're on a phone? I will tell you that mobile gets more opt-ins than desktop. I only show on news feeds. I don't show on the sides, on the right-hand side for the opt-ins. Mobile gets more opt-ins than desktop. So your squeeze pages absolutely have to be mobile friendly. If they're not, you're throwing money in the toilet because you won't get it. Now the cool thing is that recently I was working with Pete, who does the FitPro newsletter, and he made it so that these squeeze pages are mobile friendly. Sorry. And yeah. So so this is a, it's coming up. So this is an emulator of an iPhone. So this is what it would look like on iPhone, so that if they click this on a desktop, it looks like the one that's behind here. Oops, sorry, a little fast there. And here's what it looks like on mobile. So now you can show the ad on mobile or on desktop, and it takes them to a really cool squeeze page that literally took, 5 seconds to make? You just need to make sure that you're sending the ad to the right place. So, did you have to take an extra setting in FitPro? No. I know for a fact that I think only a few of them are, and I want to say it is Type 1 and Type 2 are both mobile friendly. In the next version of FitPro newsletter, they will all be, is what I'm told. But right now, you can knock it out real quick. So if I go back to my Carter Fitness page, I can create a link post. Somebody's messaging me right now. If I do that, and I just type it in, it's going to have right there, okay? Unfortunately, this image is not optimized, so what I like to do is upload an image, and I will have them pre-selected. I actually created a folder where I just dump pictures that I find on the internet, that if I'm cruising around, I say, oh, that's going to make it. That's going to be a good one. So I would highly encourage you to start doing that too. All right, so here's one that I found. I don't know that I've ever used this one. And so now that is going to be my picture. Get rid of this and type in, I don't even remember what. Slip back into your skinny jeans.
So at this point, you're not paying Facebook anything.
Right now, I'm just creating the post.
So where does the pay come? Later?
I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, want to slip back in your skinny jeans. So something like that, they get a little touchy if you say lose a certain amount of pounds in a certain amount of time, certain amount of inches. If you say things like, are you tired of being fat? They frown on that. Occasionally those can slip in, and I've seen some, and I've had some slip through that, great if it works in your favor, but sometimes it can be really infuriating when it just seems like for no reason, whatever monkey sitting at the keyboard just keeps hitting the reject button. So you can add a little bit more, text to that. And so, yeah, so this might even get rejected. The good news is if you're doing it right here, you can actually click on this and edit that, and you actually would have, if we have time, I'll drop into the Power Editor and show you how you can actually change all of this stuff so easily. So now I'm going to post this, because literally, even though this is just a test, that will still go into my account. I mean, if somebody happens to see it on my page right now, it'll still go in. Now, for some reason, when you first post, this happens, where it's all small and stuff. But there it is right there. So that's what it's going to look like in the news feed. It actually should look like that. Let's see if we can drop over so you can see what it looks like. And so there it is at the top. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And what's nice is this whole, like I said, this whole image, if I click on it, it takes me right to the squeeze page. If I see it on my phone, same exact thing. It's going to take me to that mobile version of that. But now I want to throw some ads to it. All right. And again, go ahead and ask if you have any questions. How do I put this? Ads Manager. This is what this normal version of the Ad Manager is called. Is everybody familiar with this, or is this kind of foreign? Let me rephrase that. Who's not familiar with ads? The Ad Manager. Okay, this is the Ad Manager. It's kind of the general interface where you go to place ads. And what's funny is they always tweak it, they always change it. So you go in and I go to show somebody, oh, here's how you do this, and it's like, son of a bitch, they changed the interface again. So hopefully it won't be too different. Now I can look here and see this is I'm just going to scroll down and see. Okay, I just paused this campaign because I'm just done with it. But you can see I've been running this. I'm getting a good number of website clicks. 74 was on the 5th, which was a couple days ago, but it's dropped down. So you can kind of get some good metrics here. To get into the ad manager from a normal Facebook page, mine shows up right there, and yours probably will too, but I think if you just go to facebook.com/ I think if you just go ads, it'll probably, yeah, and then you could go manage your ads, and if you click that and you don't have an account set up, it'll walk you through an account set up because they want your credit card because they would love to have your money. All right. Campaigns and ads. Hold on, oops. Dang it. I think that I'm getting cut off here because there should be how to create a add button there. All right, because it's not showing up. Yeah, I'm not getting the full. Oh, here we go. All right, so I'm just going to create an ad for the campaign. There's a big green button right there. So I'm going to do that. And so it kind of, first thing it asks you is, what do you want? What's your goal? What do you want to do? So for what we're doing, since we created a link ad, we want people to go to that, we're going to go clicks to website. I'm sorry, it is post engagement, sorry. It's post engagement because we're coming from a fan page. So if I got a lot of fan pages, boom, there we go. And if you've only got one fan page, only one will show up. I manage about 30 or 40 of them. It's a lot. And so then the post that you have on your fan page, the most recent will show up here. And so there's the one we just did. I'll click that, hit continue. And here it is. All right. So, and it shows you desktop newsfeed. This is what it's going to look like. In the mobile newsfeed, what's it going to look like? It's going to look just like that. I love these new previews. So that's why mobile is so important, because that actually looks pretty damn good, right? On the right-hand column, it looks like this, which isn't so bad. I just don't get the same amount of traction from the right-hand sides as I do. There are certain times when that's appropriate, but not for what we're doing. So I hit remove. There we go. So now I'm just sending it to mobile and desktop. Sometimes this automatically gets checked, the sponsored stories. I'm not a fan of that, so don't do that. And while I'm at it, sorry for clicking on the wrong things here. Go back to the page. I'm not a fan of Boost, and I'll tell you why. There it is, Boost Post. So if you click that, it says, well, how much do you want to spend? You want to send it to people who like your page and their friends? Well, I've got friends all over the country and world, and so do you probably. So they might show this all over the world, and that's not helpful. People you choose through targeting, yeah, but it's pretty bare bones. They don't give you enough targeting options here to make it worth it. Yes? You can do cities. Again, for me, cities isn't targeted enough, because there are poor parts of my city, and no offense to those guys, but they can't afford my services, so I don't want to show them my ads. I don't. All right. So what I like to do is zip codes. There's a really cool zip code map. If you type in huge zip code map, it's right there. Maps.huge. Just type in huge zip code map. It'll come up. 91304. That's my zip code. I hit that. And unfortunately, because my screen is shrunk, it kind of is got that giant ad in front of it. But I can look here and see. Come on. There we go. All right. So right. I'm having issues. Right here is where my gym is, but right here is a relatively lower income part of town. So while I can show it to this area here, I don't want to show it to this area here. And so if I zoom in just a little bit and see if I can do that. Yeah, so I don't want to show it to this zip code or this one, but I do want to show it to this one so I can look and see, because these are we can split up via zip code. So I highly recommend you go and see where your zip codes are. So I know that I want 91304, and it puts it right in there, right? 91307. So I know what mine 1302. I know what mine are. Figure out what yours are. Oh, you can do it. Yeah, you can do the income search if you want. You should know that stuff. You should know where your rich people live. Again, you don't want to advertise to poor people either, right? I know that I go generally from 25 to 55 is where I like to show my ads. And I would do a few more zip codes. I'm just moving on. Then I would show that to women. And so how many people I got? Yeah, okay, I don't have all my zip codes in, so it's only 14,000 people. Then I go down here. What I like to do is bid for clicks. That's kind of what I care about most. There's different ways and different people will tell you different things about it. It's easiest for me, and I don't have to worry about it if I just go optimize your bid to get the most clicks. Let Facebook worry about it. I place the order. $10 a day, and look, so let's say, what's nice about this is, let's say I did that at that zip code or whatever. I can go back through, and now I just change a couple different things. And I make this one 91364 and 91367. And now I've got the same exact ad, but it's being shown to a different place. I can hit place order again. And so now, depending on what's what, we can see that these two ads, they both got the little clock on them. So now these are pretty highly targeted and are ready to shoot them through. So now I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've already done this. Now the final step is just watching that, right? So what I want is my clicks to this, and what I do is I just pay attention. I spend about $10 a day on doing this. January, I got almost 400 new email addresses for just under $300. February wasn't quite as good because it was a shorter month. I think I got 250 or 300. I get anywhere from 5 to 10 a day, which is pretty good. Under 50 cents per. What it comes out to is under 50 cents per email address, which is also very good. And then I email them 3 to 5 times a day. There's an autoresponder that's hooked up to this particular one, but I hit them multiple times a day. Is that all making sense? You see how easy that was? I knocked that out in just a couple minutes using FitPro, which reminds me, if you don't have FitPro, I do have a link where you get it for a month for free. I'll give that out in a second. All right, let me check this out. Good question. How often do I change my ads? I don't have a formula, but there's certainly ad blindness that happens. And if I'm looking and I'm seeing 50 clicks per day, and then it starts dropping down into the 40s or 30s, it's time to rotate it. So I always keep a few that have been good performers, and I rotate through them. And every once in a while, I'll try just a whole brand new approach. Because if I know one is working, great, I'll keep using it, and I'll even come back to it. But every once in a while, I try to throw a curveball in there and see what happens. Because who knows? Maybe the next cool photo or the next cool opt-in page is the one that will really knock it out of the park. So I'm always testing those. But the basic ones have really done the best. Yeah.
What images work better?
Here's a couple things I've noticed. Recipe ones have not done well for me. I think there's a disconnect when you're a personal trainer and you're saying, here's some recipes. Shouldn't personal trainers give me flat abs or have a cool exercise or something like that? I think that's what it is, because the recipe ones have really done poorly, and I thought they would do great, but they have not. The images that I have seen do well are these types of images that show idealized versions of bodies, but not super duper ripped chicks or anything like that. Because for my audience is women from 35 to 50, give or take, in there, so they're not interested in being fitness models anymore. They want to get their bodies back after having kids or whatever and all that fun stuff. So something that looks borderline sexy, but not overly, God, she's a skank type of thing.
I would say, though, recipes work awesome for me. And the best ad that I ever ran was a fat woman trying to zip her jeans up.
Oh, yeah. So she said, yeah, I was going to say, the fat woman trying to zip up her jeans, That can be a good incentive. As a male, for me, posting that, that's a little tough. It's a tough sell because I get, who are you to be doing that? Okay, so I try to keep it inspirational, and I'll often run the ads by my wife and say, hey, look, here's some pictures. Which one would you click on? And then I just see what happens, right? So as a matter of fact, here's some ones. So I did that one. That one did all right. That one did pretty well. That one, she's in everything. She just bugs me. No one is that fucking happy working out. Put those stupid purple dumbbells down. This one did okay too. I'm sorry? Writing on the image. That's a great point, Rick. I have kind of given up. I shouldn't say given up. I do much. So look, here it is right here. There's writing on the image. You are allowed on these images, 20% of the image can be text. How much is 20%? I have no idea, and I'm pretty sure they don't either. But that monkey keeps hitting that reject button when there's text. So they have a tool that says, oh, look, here's a grid, and if your text takes up more than that grid, yeah, it doesn't matter. They don't use that tool. They just look at it. So I try to keep it pretty small, if at all. So what's cool about, like I said, these images is we get a lot of copy up here, and I wish I could remember how many characters you get here. You get 90 here. I want to say 25 here. This is where the website is, and all this stuff is editable. Never mind. You can change it. And that works out well. But putting text on the image itself can get you denied. And actually, let me go back.
Where do you get all your images so that you're allowed to use them?
I don't ask. Honestly, I go to Google Images, and I'll show you what I do. I don't steal other people's before and after pictures. Put it that way. So let's do sexy abs, female. Hit images. And so I kind of go through and see what might work. And I try to keep it pretty generic because I don't want to, if it's clearly like somebody like a fitness model or something, I try not to do that. But I wouldn't have a problem, using something like this that's, kind of been seen. And I'll do versions of that image search and stuff, but I try not to steal somebody else's stuff, but Getty Images can bite me. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this Metabolic Madness one. This is one I just ran last week. And I'll show you some of the images that I used. So I used that one, and so I have the text down there. Use that one, text down there. Text down there. I just kind of did a different one, and that one I got approved. That looked like more than 20% to me, but it got approved. And I don't know who made that image. It might have been somebody in here. Was that Sean, maybe? Is that you? Good job. I appreciate it. I don't run them against each other. I run one day, one another, and see who wins, and kind of do it that way. So writing on the image can work. So for instance, they say it's okay if, like, I'm wearing a T-shirt that has a bunch of text, but it's a picture of me and the text is on the T-shirt. They say that's okay. I've still had that type of thing denied. They say it's okay if, like, you're taking a picture of a book, like if it's your ebook. I've still had that denied. So it's just touchy. But another thing that I'm going to go back. I want to backtrack because I don't want to skip this before we run out of time. I don't even like that song. One of the best things you can do, now that's what I use for ads. And again, if we have time, how am I doing? 20 minutes. Let's get to that learn button more. I will do that next. So one of the best things that you can do, remember I told you what happened? If people are late, I wasn't joking. That's what we do. Take pictures in your gym every day. Keep your iPhone out, snap pictures. Some of them are just going to be garbage. Some days you won't have anything good. But if you try to post pictures, with real people in it, they get shared an awful lot. There's the missus. See, she enjoyed wearing the tutu, so that kind of backfired. So, I didn't promote this. I got 30 people to like it and share it. There's one of my clients knocking out 200. I want to say you got 200 pounds? 325. and that was a big deal for him, and so I posted, and then, you know, I tag him. This video, if you want to get a good video on your website, this one, I don't think we have sound, but I could just watch that all day. And so could a lot of other people because it got a bunch of likes and a bunch of comments and stuff. And there's that ad. So what I'm saying is post pictures of your members doing awesome things. Show them in their best light. All right. Oh, and so that's what I was going to do next. This is a contest I run. Most contests you have to get a third-party app and do it that way. And that works fine if you want to do that. But now they allow you to just run a contest using nothing but a photo and a post. So I did a Valentine's Day contest. Fill in the blanks below. The person I love and appreciate is blank because blank. I think I made it too complicated because I said first like, then comment. I should have just done like or comment or something. But I didn't promote this, and it got 116 likes and all of these comments. 14 more. There we go. So I got all these, and they posted pictures of the people they loved and stuff. And then what I said was, I will pick, I don't remember if it's 2 or 3 people, and they'll get 2 free weeks at my gym. I ended up picking 4 just because I liked what they had to say and said, come on in. And so I got 4 new bodies in my gym. They started late, so they haven't got their full 2 weeks yet, but I'll convert them. So I got bodies in my gym for nothing. So you can run a simple contest. You can't do tag yourself in the photo because they don't like you tagging yourself in a photo if you don't. But you can do likes, you can do comments, and you can easily go to woobox.com, and it will scan the post for you and randomly pick a comment or a like or either if you want. All right, the call to action button. Woobox, WOOBOX.com. Actually, I can even, 22 minutes. It's so easy, it's awesome. Oops. So, log in. I'm pretty sure I've already got an account. All right. So I already created you go to there, you create an account, go to posts. Now it's already connected up here. You can see that because you can load different fan pages. My fan page is loaded right there. I go to posts, and it's going to load my posts, and it might take a second. All right, so I probably need to refresh. That's pretty old. Yeah, February 14th, that was a while ago. Did I hit it? Okay, so it's waiting for Woobox, loading. All right, so look, this post here, March 8th, which was today, 26 likes and 4 comments. I just hit pick winner. Users can, let's do this, enter commenting, and it doesn't matter. So now it's randomly picking somebody from that post. Last time I did it faster. There we go. There it is. Julio, he just won. So then I could just click that. I go to his page, and I can send him a message saying, hey, congratulations, you just won, whatever it is I'm giving away. Super simple. And it's all free. You don't have to pay for any of it if you don't want. You could promote the post if you want, but you do it right, you can get a nice viral thing where people are posting and sharing. All right, let's get that call to action button. Now, the deal with the call to action button, and then I'm going to get to the coolest thing Facebook has done in ages. Where's my ad page? I might have closed it. Okay, so this is the ads manager, and so this is kind of the basic interface for when you're creating ads. Now, if you want to get a little more in-depth and do some serious tweaking, it's the power editor that you need to get into. So this might be a bit over your head if you've not even touched this stuff. I assure you it's pretty easy once you get in there. So right now within Power Editor, there's a couple different places you can be, and one is here where it's all your campaigns, very similar to the ad manager, or you can manage your pages. Okay? Now, we can create a post the same way we did before, just slightly different. So so I'm on Manage My Pages, and again, I have a bunch of pages. You probably just have one. So if you hit Create a Post, we have choices here: link, photo, video, status, or offer. I'm going to type in the URL of the page that we want, and then I did want back into your skinny jeans You should spend a little more time writing this. Here's how. Now here's the call to action buttons. We got 5. Shop now, learn more, sign up, book now, download. Oops, sorry. So go download there. The link headline, so this is where I said you could edit all that stuff. This is where you would do it. The link headline, this would be, was it 7 Steps to Skinny Jeans? 7 steps, all right, whatever. Link display, so this would be, you can make it say whatever you want, actually. And then the link description, the best e-book ever. Upload an image, and then again, you could choose whatever image you want. All right, that doesn't really apply, but there you go. Now, I've just created a post. It's uploading, and there it is. Now, see this little moon symbol here? That means it is technically a dark post. What is a dark post? That means that post exists on Facebook, but it doesn't exist on my timeline, on my fan page, I should say. So that means, so if I want to create ads that don't show to my current fans, this is how I would do it. So you can, in this way, you could create a lot of different similar ads, and they all don't have to show up on your news feed, because that would look kind of weird if you do a ton of those. Does that make sense? It's called a dark post, and you can see I got a bunch of them all down here. Now with this dark post, if I want to create an ad for it, I just make sure post is selected. All right. So there's the one I just created. I'm going to click that, hit create ad, 7 days detox, so it'll take me to that. And I've actually had some problems with Power Editor not showing me this stuff here. Just trust me when I say it's basically the same thing. For some reason, it's not showing me the, I think I just need to refresh it, and that'll take too long. So same type of thing, you use it, audience, you can even duplicate an ad, things like that. But that is how you create those call to action buttons. And I will say they increase the conversion by 20 to 30%. So it's worth looking into and figuring that. If you have a problem, let me know. How did I get to the Power Editor? I did gloss over that, apologies. So if we're back on the, okay, so we're back in the Ads Manager. It's right there. You see that? Now, here's the deal. It does have to be in Chrome. I'm not sure why, but it only works in Chrome. And there are some cool Power Editor courses out there. But get it, poke around. And also the deal with Power Editor is when you're editing it and you make changes, you have to upload it back up to Facebook and then download it back. So you have to upload and download back and forth depending on what you're doing. You could do that either way. You can create brand new ads that way. Sometimes I'll create an ad in the normal one, go into Power Editor and tweak it, because sometimes it's just an easier flow, because this can be a little bit more. Okay, look, now we got our creative. So look, there. All right, so here's the ad we just did. So I can scroll down and say, see, no, I just want on the news feeds, desktop and mobile. You could even specify if you only wanted an Android or only wanted an iOS. I could change the post that if I want to go back, there's the one we did earlier. Here's the one we just did. I can go into audiences and change, I would put the zip code and age and all that stuff, figure all that out right there. And then once I'm optimization and pricing, I would make sure that that's set up the way I want. Kind of like the other one. When I'm done, I hit upload changes, and it's going to upload the ad. I'm going to have to go back and delete that because it wasn't really optimized, but that's fine. So up here on the how did I make it a dark post? On manage pages, you go there, and like I said, you'll probably only have one. I've got 1 million, but so you only have to deal with the one. You go to create a post, you create the post here, and once you're done, you hit create post, and then it's right there. Okay, now see, and then automatically it's dark, meaning it's not on your page at all. Now, if I wanted to, I could just hit publish post, and it throws it up on my page. Oh, I got it. So if I want to do that, and I want to hit publish post, publish now, and you can schedule a post and publish it later if you want, and just hit publish, and then boom, it's up. That make sense? Cool. Haven't been around for that long, so I haven't tried them. I've tried download and learn more are the ones I've used the most frequently. And those seem He's asking what buttons do I use that I've seen work the best. It's only been around a couple weeks. I've only used Learn More and Download. I haven't tried the Buy. I don't think that's going to work for what I do, but I could be wrong. I'll test it. Yeah. Yes. So my goal on Facebook is primarily to get emails. Occasionally, I will run ads that send them to a sales page, but I don't try to, click a link that takes them to a shopping cart or something. But I will send them to a sales page. That works too. Advertisement to the squeeze page, then they get on my email list, and again, you can get them on an autoresponder. Yeah. Speak up a bit. Yeah. How do I track the leads that I get, the new ones? I'll find out if they sign up based on the autoresponder, because the autoresponder will have a specific thing. And out of 20, if 2 sign up, that's okay. If none sign up, I need to give a different offer or something. It's not working. But get them on your list, brother, because let me tell you, I have people who come to me and say, I've been on your list for 5 years now, and I finally decided. So having the front of mind awareness that you are the go-to person for fitness, and when they make that decision, they go, I want to go with that guy. So I was talking with somebody, I don't remember who it was earlier, who said, yeah, I just do the once a week mailing out. That's probably not enough. You want to hit them 3 times a week, maybe more with content, offers every month, maybe not every day, at least for local stuff. And so that when they go to make that decision, you're the one they choose. You're the one they call first or email. Yeah. Yeah. I don't do interests for my local stuff. Interest might work if you're doing info products, but for local stuff, unless you're doing something specific, like if you're doing a fitness for soccer or something, well then, yeah, you might want to put soccer in there. But for me, basically, women are easier to target on this stuff than men are. Men want to build muscle stuff, and that's just not my audience, which is fine. I get plenty of men, but it's generally because the wives refer them. You get FitPro newsletters, what you do. Here, while we're talking about it, I'll just call this up real quick. If you go there, PTPWR, no O in there, .com/FPN, you can go to that link and you get FitPro for a month for free. It's in Spanish. No, I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe. I know somebody at HQ speaks Spanish. Okay, now let's talk about custom audiences. This is by far the coolest thing that Facebook has done in a long, long time. I'm going to go back to just the Ads Manager. So, how many of you have email lists? How many of you have created a custom audience to only show ads to those people? Good job. 1. Okay. So, what's cool about what Facebook is doing is we got this. So, I'm just back on the Ads Manager. 11 minutes. All right. Audiences. You can see I've created a bunch of different audiences, and I'm going to save the best for last. So, somewhere on here, subscribers, and I did that back in November. So, what you can do is download your email list to an Excel file, a CSV or something like that. You upload it to Facebook, and it will match those email addresses with email addresses it has on file and create a custom audience. Then you can show ads to just those people. So you can create a custom ad that says, I know you're on my email list. Wouldn't you like to sign up for this boot camp, download this free book? Well, if you've already got their email address, you obviously don't need them to opt in. So it would be some sort of low barrier offer. They already know, like, and trust you because you have their email. So if it was an online product, a $9 download. If it's a boot camp, maybe it's a $29 for a week or $49. You know what? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know about a max. So my list was about 6,000. Out of those 6,000, they were able to get 3,800. So, because you don't always enter the same email address for Facebook as you do for your primary. But still, that's pretty good, right? And then what you can do, So it's my email list that I have in FitPro newsletter. So that's the email list you would upload. Within FitPro, and I'm sure every other email list, there's some way to export. I don't really remember off the top of my head how to do it, but you export it, you import it here, and then it takes them sometimes an hour to say, all right, this is it. Then what you can do, and this gets even cooler, is, let's see, can I go here? So once you, let's see, add or remove people. No, it's not gonna let me do it. And I wish I had one to upload so I could show you. Once you upload it, you can say, create a similar audience. So it will take those email addresses and those people, look for commonalities, and create a list that is significantly bigger, but they all have common interests. So, for instance, I took my subscriber list and made a lookalike audience, which is, there's only 1% difference between these people and my people, and it created 4.1 million list. Now, that's all over the US. Doesn't really do much good, right? So I'll take that list and then just target it back down using the zip codes. That's cool, right? I just screw it, the whole thing. Why not? Yeah, I guess if my list isn't split, to be honest with you, I mean, my FitPro list is just everybody. So I'll do it. And if they say, oh, I want to sign for this, I say, oh, it's first time clients only. Why don't you give it to your friend?
I didn't get how you got it to choose to go from your email list. How did you get it to find that?
Okay, so what you do, and actually there's a couple different ways to do this. So you go to this audiences tab right here. You go up here and you click create audience, and then data file custom audience. And look, I guess MailChimp is another one from your mobile app. I'm not even sure. Honestly, I don't know what that one is. So right there, you click that. You name it, subscribers. You can give it a description. Data type. Emails, user IDs, they have phone numbers. So if you've got a phone number list, you can do it that way too, because we've all got Facebook on our mobile phones. Well, that's how they get our phone numbers. And so if you've got a phone number list. Emails is pretty much the easiest. So then you do emails, then you choose the file. Obviously, don't have one ready to go. Let's see. There we go. And then you hit create audience, and you have to agree to their terms. I have no idea what they are, but I'm sure they're perfectly acceptable. All right, so that's a great way to target ads directly to the people who already know, like, and trust you. You get a higher rate of return on those ads because they already know you. And you can send them, you can say, click this and buy from me, and they will. Yeah? Can I combine FitPro and MindBody? I have no idea. I don't know. I'm pretty good at Yeah. So let's say you have a list from FitPro and you have a list from MindBody. You can go in there and say, because I think on my subscriber list, if I just clicked it, edit, add people, yeah. So I could add, so if I had a different list, I could just click add people and then select the data type, and it's going to be emails, and then choose the file, and then it would add people to that list. That make sense? Cool, right? All right. Yeah, so you don't need them to opt in. You got their email already.
So would you offer like a $7?
Something to get their credit card number? Yeah.
That would be the ad though?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Send them a link to a sales page of some sort, for my subscribers only. Here's a deal. Today only, create some scarcity so that they go in there and want to grab it up. All right, now for the coolest thing that they have. This has only been around for a couple of weeks now, and it is website custom audiences. So now Facebook you can go in there, and I'm going to show you how to do it in just a second. You can go in and it creates a special pixel for you and some code around that pixel. You take that code, you insert it on your website, your normal boot camp website, your personal training website, whatever, your blog, whatever you got, you stick it on there. Now, every person that visits your website, Facebook knows and creates a custom audience for you. You can send those people a directed ad, even if you don't know who they are. You say, and you create the ad that says, hey, I know you've been to my website. Wouldn't you like to try out, come in for a free consult? Wouldn't you like to set up a free phone consultation? Wouldn't you like to do this or that? So that is by far the coolest thing. I redid my website last week. It went up. And so this is what Carter Fitness Maine is. And in that time, I now have an audience of 600 people that have been to my website that I can now show ads directly to because I know that they've been to my website. I don't know who they are, and I can't get their email addresses or anything. So maybe I send them an opt-in, or maybe I send them an offer. Because, hey, you've been to my website, so maybe you ought to download my free book. Maybe you ought to call me. You can create a custom ad based on a specific action. Not only can you do that, but let's say I have a youth training page. So I can put on there to specify only people that go to my youth training page, send them this ad. Hey, I know you're thinking about getting your son or daughter in shape. Why don't we come in this Friday for free? Call me to set it up. So I can put in keywords, essentially, if pages that have youth training, pages that have boot camp, pages that have personal training, and send them different ads. I'm working on doing something with Bedros within the next couple weeks. We have another project to do first that's going to be a webinar of this, and because I'll actually have some time to plan, I'll actually put it in step-by-step format on how to do this. So let me show you how this works. This is creating a website custom audience. This is all through the ad manager. Again, I'm just in the normal ad manager that everybody has access to. It's not too complicated. You hit audiences, go to create audience. It's the last one on the list. Create custom audience for your website. Yes, I agree. So here's the code, right? And it's even got a cool thing here. You just click that and email it to your web guy if you want. And it'll cut and paste that code automatically for you. So now we create the audience, and you could say, again, Carter Fitness, youth, Jesus, only when I'm on, okay. So URL, carterfitness.com, good, add, contains the word youth. You could test this rule, make sure I got it right. Oh. Close test. Youth. I must not have it on my youth page. So I got to make sure it's on the. I got to talk to my web person. Like I said, I just redid it last week. But if I did just that, close the test, and boom, so it's there. So I could then. Oh, and it'll still show it to people that it'll keep it up to 180 days. So I could create that audience. Was it thinking? Whatever, it would create another audience right there. So it's super simple. You can target various pages and things like that. Let me see, was there anything else I wanted to touch on? Dark post, your website audience. Yeah. Don't use the boost post. I already talked about that. All right, that's about it. Are there any more questions? Yeah. So then you create an audience, then you create an ad, and from the ad you go into the audiences and say, what audience do you want to select? I want to select the whatever you name it. And then it'll only show it to those people. Now, you might want to further target it down to zip code, because I guarantee you some people from all over the world have looked at my website, because I'm on stage today and stuff like that. So I would say just in my zip code, because that's all that's relevant. Yeah. You know what? I don't know how to do that. I apologize. I guess you're getting some messages getting blocked that you can't reply to or something. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Website. So my new website, which is up but still needs some tweaking. Looks like, one of the problems is I don't like the way it loads. So it looks like this. So when somebody comes here, and then it creates the custom audience. And so there's the youth training page. And if I created a thing just for that, then people that go there would get that's me, by the way. If someone on Facebook goes to my site, well, come on, that's everybody. If they're on my site, they're on Facebook too, because that's everybody, right? Any more questions? You right there?
Did you make that to kind of look like Facebook, that new website you
This new website I did not create to make like Facebook. I used a pre-done web theme called, I think it was called Fit, maybe. It's a WordPress theme called Fit. And then I hired somebody on Odesk to customize it. She charged me $200 to create this site for me. I paid her $4 because she did a great job, and what was nice is she speaks English. You'd think that, and she customized it all for me. Look at this cool thing, which the testimonials here on this thing. Keep watching. Now that I've said that, it stopped. Oh, there we go. Oh, because I was on it, that's why. So it rotates through my testimonials, some of my testimonials. If you guys don't have testimonials, I think Cable's talking about, get them, get a ton of them, get before and afters, because it's all about identification. People are going to identify, and they go, holy shit, I look like that, and that means I can look like that. I have no idea. My web designer did it. It was actually a, what's it called, a widget that she just downloaded. It's a freebie. You load it up, and it's easy. Yeah. Oh, I'm over. Yeah. Put it between the head tags. Does that make sense to you? Good. Okay, this is going to be, I think, the last, let's see, 1-2 questions if they're quick, here and there. Odesk is a outsourcing thing like Elance and stuff. If you want to know my web designer's name, I'll be happy to get her name's Tiffany. She's an American, and most of my people have been foreign. I've had good experiences, but I've had some language barriers that's caused some problems. She's an English speaker native and did a fabulous bang-up job. Really happy with it. Still needs to be SEO'd, but one thing at a time. Unlike Cable, I am horrible at doing conversion tracking. I am not a numbers person at all. Here's what I do. I look at my bank account on one day and the next, and do I have more money than I had here? All right, I'm doing all right. Yeah. Okay. I'm not that meticulous. Thankfully, I have my wife who helps me with a lot of that type of more detailed stuff. That's just not me. It's not about comfort zone. That's about I will fuck it up if I do that. So I should not be allowed to do math beyond about a grade 2 level. All right, I think that's it. Thank you so much. I guess we're taking a 10-minute break.